So we are here for Connection Trumps Conflict, how to engage folks we politically disagree with and maybe persuade them. For the next 3 hours or so, we're going to be learning about what people who study persuasion and who study political disagreement suggest are the good principles for how to do that. Okay. What are we trying to get done? We want to teach you some current insights about conservative and liberal worldviews and ways to leverage them to increase your potential for being persuasive. We want to make some initial decisions about the best issues and people to begin practicing new methods of persuasion on. We want to get some feedback on the processes that we have for teaching progressives how to be more engaging and persuasive when talking to conservatives. We want to brainstorm, this is optional, but I hope we get to it. I want to brainstorm group knowledge of history and provide input into an upcoming national effort to engage people around politics and race. Okay. Today's takeaways. What we want to do is to list some people with whom to start practicing. We want to list some issues on which to use these methods. And we want to understand and even practice new ways of engaging issues. All right. Our basic flow, who is here at the table and in the room, if we learn new methods of engagement, what people and issues might we engage? What are some good issues for us to try? This is a critical one. Understanding conservative and liberal mindsets. Yes. Connecting with the, quote, conservative parts of you. And the reason you're going to do that is because if you're trying to move people, you want to try to connect with them. So doing a little reflection on conservative parts of you, put it in quotes, is important to do that. So today we're going to learn the PACE method of engaging. I didn't know such a repeat crowd and y'all would see through my fake out. So basically what happened was a guy who was in a workshop about 2 years ago in Vermont, he's environmental focused, and he was like, when you adapt I've adapted your race method, and he said the first word could be prepare. And I call it the PACE method. That's perfect, right? So it's an adaptation of the race method. So prepare, ask, connect, expand. So we'll do some collective brainstorming about conservative arguments for progressive positions. So just to give you the big picture, the core insight is that if you want to be more persuasive with conservative people, and frankly, if you want to have the conversation be less divisive, even if you don't end up persuading them, what you want to learn how to do is to marshal conservative mindset arguments for your progressive position. What people typically do when they're talking to people of a different ideology is they marshal the same arguments that they would as talking to their other liberal friends. And that doesn't work. So part of what we're trying to get people to do is to shift their thinking consciously. I'm talking to somebody who has a whole different way of looking at the world. Let me try to understand how they see the world and adapt my arguments to fit how they see the world. So that's why we're going to first connect with the conservative parts of us, because conservatism is not just an ideological issue, it's a worldview question. So there are probably parts of you that reflect a conservative worldview, even if you, as a general matter, have a liberal worldview. It's useful to lift that up, know what that is, and it can be effective to drop that in conversations. So people feel, again, less threatened by you, more connected to you.